Hey there folks, Joey D'Angelo's here with the 72nd episode of Silent Film Saturday. Today's episode, I'm reviewing a film that has been requested many times for the channel, 1922's Nosferatu, directed by F.W. Murnau. The edition I'm reviewing is from Kino, not the Blu-ray edition, but the regular 2-disc DVD edition here. I love this cover, the back. Let's open it up. You got your insert, which is really awesome when you have Kino providing these inserts. I wanted to review that. Basically, you got the English version and the documentary, Language of Shadows and special features. Second disc has the Nosferatu with German intertitles, which is interesting. Nosferatu is really one of the classics of silent film. You know, you got some Chaplin films, you got a couple other movies. Nosferatu is definitely up there as one of the great, expressionist films. Story is basically, Dracula, which is how this movie got problems with copyright back when it came out, and it's amazing that it still exists, which is great. Nosferatu is very, obviously Dracula, but with different character names, so you have Count Orlok as Dracula, Knock as the real estate guy, you have a different name for Van Helsing, and all this other stuff. What I really like about this movie, it's just weird. There's not, it's German expressionism, obviously, but everybody has an off look to them. Even our main hero, Hutter, looks weird. Like, he just looks off, And then you have his boss, Knock, whose eyebrows are coming off of his face, and he's really creepy looking, very much like this. It's just, everybody's weird, except for maybe a handful of people, and Hutter's wife, who was basically Mina for this film's purposes. And you have, these titles, intertitles that kind of foreshadow stuff, and it's kind of obvious, but at the same time, what did you expect? Like, there's you're going to go to the land of phantoms and shadows, so of course you're going to meet up with a vampire. Gets to there, and we meet Count Orlok. And Count Orlok is well played by Max Schreck, and also the makeup is so iconic. I mean, a lot of us recognize, from my generation, people recognize him from SpongeBob, which is really funny. And it's just amazing that he was used in a children's cartoon. But back to the film, it has a lot of interesting, lighting and shadows. You have, basically, when Nosferatu ascends the staircase, that famous shot, it's beautiful. It's so creepy. And one of my favorite shots in the movie, when Nosferatu is reaching over with his hand, and then you see another shot where you see his hand is reaching over the heart of Hutter's wife and crushes it. Which is amazing. Great shot in the movie. And there's some other older film technique type of things where it's just everything's going a bit faster. Like when Count Orlok is putting the coffins in his carriage, and you kind of get the sense that he's kind of off. When he's rising out of his coffin, it's a bit weird. So it's one of those movies that's really creepy, and it's better to watch it really late at night. It's that type of movie. If you can't access this movie on DVD, it is available on Netflix streaming. And it's just a classic. I mean, it's not one of my favorite silent films, admittedly, but it's definitely a film I love revisiting because it's a film that I don't love as much as other people do, but when I revisit it, I get to enjoy it more and more and more. And I like those kind of movies. And, yeah. I think if you're trying to get into silent films, Nosferatu is definitely one you gotta check out. Because of its, lead performance, the creepy overall atmosphere, and it's just kind of an important vampire movie. One more thing, though, there's a scene where you were supposed to see a werewolf, but instead we see a hyena. I've never gotten a definitive answer on why that is. Could somebody please tell me, or is it just hyenas are easier to train, or they could only access a hyena? I don't know. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, next time on Silent Film Saturday, I'm reviewing Dr. Jack. See you later.